Well, good morning. It's 3:45 in the morning, and I figure I'd do a review, if it's a review, on the MEV Bible, the Modern English Version of the Bible. Okay, so here's what we have. This is a thin line right here, and this is a thin line, of course, and it's something I got from Walmart. Pause this for a minute. There we go. Got from Walmart, of course. I didn't think they would have them, but they did. So, taking this out, this is what it looks like. Got like this little vinyl type kind of cover. It's pretty soft, admittedly. Even for the Ben Caim. I'm sorry for the. I'm thinking something else. I saw something on the thing here, so that's why I said that. Jacob Ben Caim. I didn't really know anything about him, but I found out. I was like, wow, that's Bomberg, and he was a corrector for Bomberg, I think it was, on this press way before they put out the Old Testament, the authorized version. But anyway, he became a Christian, matter of fact. But anyway, here's what it looks like. It says Holy Bible right here. And you probably know my feeling about that, I'm sure. Here's what it says on the spine. MEV, Modern English Version, Passio. Anyway, just read to you here part of it. I might do this in 2 videos because, I want to kind of hold a little bit of interest. And David W. Daniels is also doing a video on this. And so I'm just going to be reading a preface, and he'll probably be doing a little bit more in-depth things. I found it pretty interesting. I was reading down here at the bottom earlier, the first couple of pages of what this says down here at the bottom before you get to your contents. It says on the very bottom here that, like all translations of the Bible, this translation of the scriptures is subject to human limitations and imperfections. Recognizing these limitations, the publisher and translators sought God's guidance and wisdom throughout the project. Our prayer is that He will use this translation for the benefit of the church and His kingdom, should a mistake be found. Please feel free to contact the publisher. I might do that. Now, when you turn the contents over, you'll see a thing here, dedication. I'm going to read to you what the dedication says. It says, "To Her Majesty Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and of her other realms and territories, Queen, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith, the translators of the Bible wish grace, mercy, and peace through Jesus Christ our Lord." Now, this is a company out of Florida somewhere, and they are dedicating this to the Queen of England. Okay, that's pretty weird if you ask me, but who am I to judge, right? So, I'm going to go ahead and start reading into this preface. This is one page here, another page there, woo, another page there, one page here, and the last page there. So it's about almost 4 pages. So, I'm going to get started on it, see what it says here. I mean, it feels good to the hand, no doubt, but still, let's see what it says. It says, in January 1604, King James I convened a Hampton Court conference at Hampton Court Place. Meeting with King James I were 2 parties representing the Church of England. One party comprised of the Archbishop of Canterbury, John Whitgift, and 8 bishops who represented the episcopacy, supported by 8 deans and 1 archdeacon. The second party comprised several Anglicans who were moderate Puritans led by John Reynolds, who was the president of Corpus Christi College, Oxford. The conference comprised, sorry, I keep getting that word wrong, 3 meetings over a period of 3 days. The conference was called in response to a series of requests for reform set down in the millenary petition by the Puritans, a document that contained the signatures of 1,000 Puritan ministers. Let's see here. The petition detailed complaints about the terms absolution and confirmation, water baptism administered by women rather than by ministers, excommunication for trifles and 12-penny matters, and I can't ever get that word right. Ecclesiastical discipline administered by governmental authority, and various other issues. King James first persuaded the bishops that only ministers should administer baptisms. He also abolished excommunication for trifles and 12-penny matters. Though he maintained that bishops should not be the sole administrators of ecclesiastical discipline, and that the trial policies of the commissary's court should be reviewed by the Lord Chancellor and Lord Chief Justice, the king alleviated many of the Puritans' concerns and brought much peace between the two parties. Trouble mounted for the Puritans when Archbishop John Whitgift died soon after the conference. Richard Bancroft was appointed to the See of Canterbury, and due to the king's concerns, the Puritan ministers were expected to adhere to each of the 39 articles that upheld the hierarchical nature of the Church of England, which the Puritans sought to abolish. But the major outcome of the conference was that King James I commissioned a new translation of the Holy Bible into the English vernacular, which became the predecessor of the modern English version. There have been other predecessors, have there not? I'm sorry, successors rather, of the predecessor to the modern English version. Sorry, there have been many other successors. They say, well, this one's the right one. This one's the right one. The ESV is the right one. NLT is the right one. The RV was supposed to be the successor. That failed. Okay, so here. The translation was to be pleasing both to the episcopacy and to the modern Puritans, who emphasized that man should be able to study the Holy Bible, not only with the help of the ministers, but also privately. The translation became known as the Authorized Version because only this translation would be authorized to be read in the Church of England once it replaced portions of the Great Bible inserted in the 1662 edition of the Book of Common Prayer. In some parts of the world, it is known as the King James Bible. Who is this now? Let's see here. King James Version, rather. The translation enabled King James I to broaden his support in the church and among the populace. It demonstrated his moderate and inclusive approach to concerns in the church. King James I gave certain instructions to the translators. The new translation would contain no marginal notes. It would conform to the eschatology of the Church of England. The translation of certain words should reflect Old And ecclesiastical, I can't ever get the word right. Words such as church were not to be translated as congregation. And the new translation would reflect the episcopal structure of the Church of England and traditional beliefs about ordained clergy. So I'm going to stop with that for right now. I'm going to read the rest later on. But anyway, that's a start. And it seems to me already it's like they made a translation to appease everybody. That's what it kind of, to me, that's what it kind of hinting at. That's what they're trying to say here. But as if God didn't have any part of it. But I'm not done reading it yet. So we'll see what the rest of it says. Alright, so we'll be back shortly. And I know I sound sleepy, so I'm going to try my best to do this. See you later.